Hey lovelies, come on in, make yourselves feel all comfy. I'm going to do just that. Hey! Hi guys, it's so good to see you. Yay! Let's give some shout outs, morning shout outs before we get started. Art Hayden, DC.Legend Heart Eyes, Darren Russell, Hosey_1723, Yelsin. Oh, you guys are scrolling so quickly. Hello, Yelsin. Emma, Esberger, Carolyn, Stadza, Nina, Saviour Queen, Michael and Lord Zachary. Hello. Lovely to see you. Happy Thursday. I was going to say midweek, but today we are doing my 16th chat session of Tea with Karen on a Thursday. So happy Thursday. Almost the end of the week. It's been so busy this week, which is wonderful. Hope this finds all of you and your families and your loved ones and your dear friends all well, happy, and most importantly, safe. I'm thinking of you guys all the time. And yes, it has been a rather busy week. I'm so excited about Comic-Con next week. I hope you lovelies will be tuning in. Comic-Con is coming to you at home. All you have to do is just log on to Comic-Con, and I'm pretty sure it's all free, which is brilliant. And I will be doing a panel with my Fear the Walking Dead family on July 24th at 12 noon. So I'll post more details about it. You can also follow our show on Instagram at Fear TWD. Pretty sure that's a handler. And we'll be posting loads more over there. We've got so many funny stories to share with you, and it'll just be really, really lovely. I know it won't. I miss this time of year. We'd be getting ready to go to San Diego for Comic-Con. But this will be a different experience. And I think what excites me even more about Comic-Con coming home is that so many more people from all over the world can tune in and bring us together. So that makes my heart very, very happy. So save the date, July 24th, 12 noon, that's next Friday. 12 noon Pacific time, which I believe, yes, 12 noon, and that's 3 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Western, Central. I'm like brain farting all over this morning. Milo woke me up. He woke us up at 3 o'clock first to go to the washroom, and he never does that. And then he woke me up again at 5:22. Can you see? Even my hair is tired. It's sleepy. So it's going to be Sleepy Tea Karen. So I'm just warning you guys now. The Tea with Karen challenges. So a bunch of you private messaged me and asked if you could get an extension. So here's what I'm going to do, because I know that your vision boards are really important and they do take time. It's not something that you can just do quickly like that. Now, for those of you who have completed your vision boards, amazing. Well done. Did it make you feel really good when you look at it? Because if you start looking at your vision boards first thing in the morning and then last thing before you go to bed in the evening, I don't know, there's something that's very inspiring and motivating and just puts you in a good mood, which I think is so important to be, to have, you know, when you're starting your day or when you're just about to go to sleep. Don't think about things that you worry about or are bugging you or concerning you. Think of wonderful things, possibilities. It just helps you have a really good sleep, and you'll be amazed at what that positive energy can do seeping into your subconscious when you're going to sleep. So yes, I'm going to give an extension on the vision board. I feel like a teacher. Here you go, class. You're getting an extension till next week, next Wednesday. And for those of you who have done your vision boards, you can keep adding and changing, and you know that your vision board constantly evolves and changes daily. So keep at it. And the rest of you, tag me, and I'll see all your vision boards in the coming days. So that's that. Extension granted. And if you want, you can catch up on all my tea sessions on www.teawithkaren.com. teawithkaren.com. We have all the tea sessions posted up on there, 15 of them, and soon 16. This week, you know, every week I do these shout outs for different Instagram profiles. It's time to amplify melanated voices. So I have a few shout outs. One, you guys, I absolutely love Sylvester McNutt. And he is at SYLVESTERMCNUTT. He's so wonderful. He's an author. And all his posts are just incredibly inspiring and sort of daily reminders, sometimes of things that we already know, but I feel like, you know, if we forget, we get so busy with our lives that that these pick-me-ups or these little post-it daily reminders are so inspiring. And I always feel good coming away from his profile. So give him a follow. He's so wonderful. He's sort of like a life coach. He's really great. And thank you, Charlotte at Under the Feather, for suggesting Dr. Bertice Berry. She is at DrBerticeBerry. You guys, the minute that you go onto her page, you're automatically smiling. Her voice is so soothing and so magical. She radiates such good energy literally off of each video post on her platform. Please go follow her. She's so incredibly wonderful. I just feel so good about myself, and I feel good about life. And if I have any worries or, you know, moments of anxiety or anything, they just kind of dissipate. They disappear. Highly recommend you tuning into her page and watching her videos, because truly she is a ray of light. So those are my tips for this week. Also, a big shout out to Mira Royal Detective. I started going back into the vocal booth. Our guild has allowed that, and it's completely safe, and the protocols that they're taking for COVID are really on the ball. So I started 2 weeks ago on season 2 of filming Mira Royal Detective. I can't speak again. Oh, Milo, don't wake me up at 5:22 in the morning again and 3 o'clock. This is a blooper reel. This whole thing is a blooper reel now. Mira Royal Detective. Yes, season 2. I've started doing voices for. So that's been such joy, and I love it so much. TV Guide named Mira Royal Detective as one of their top 10 TV shows that can help kids better understand racism and equality. I am so proud and so honored, but really proud to be be a part of such an amazing an important show. So if you guys haven't watched Mira Royal Detective, it is for little kids and big kids. Go ahead and tune in on the Disney Channel. It's on there on Fridays, I believe. Okay, enough of my babbling. Let's get to the fun bit now. I'm so excited to have a cup of tea today with my Fear the Walking Dead sister, Danay Garcia. I've missed her so much. I miss being on set with her. She's so wonderful. You know her obviously from Fear the Walking Dead as Luciana, but you also know her from Prison Break and her other new show, 50 States of Fright. So I'm going to bring Danay at Danay Garcia 1. Hi!
Hi, sweetheart. Oh my God.
I miss you so much.
I was listening to you speak, and I'm like, I miss Karen so much. What's funny is that, you know, we see always each other. Okay, I have to say something about Karen, and that is, I watch you through the whole entire transformation of going from characters that don't require dirt in your face to, you know, like, and then I start looking at your stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's always been a princess and somebody that, you know, does all these beautiful stories, different universe. It's not like ours is not pretty too.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of beauty. And I remember your transformation of getting used to having dirt in your face every day and having and just everything is a mess, and you're like, I'm so not used to this. I'm like,
you guys were like, get ready, there's gonna be a lot of debt, a lot of you know, fake blood.
And then I remember that your first episodes on the show, you had this helmet on and all these props that you had on, and you're like, I'm usually never this covered up. I'm never usually this. So it was just, I never had the opportunity to tell you because last year it was so insane. Like by this time last year, we were an absolute disaster. Yeah. We usually don't know our names anymore. I mean, I remember after we finished season 5, Maggie Grace colored her hair. You cut your hair. Like everybody had like a little bit of transformation.
It was so fried. It was so fried from the sun that it just literally, I know there are kids of all ages watching now, but don't worry. But literally my hair was doing this. I was like, enough. My hair, it was so fried and crispy that I had to chop it off. So yes, I did, and I kind of stuck with it. So
it looks really beautiful. But I remember everybody decided to just change the entire thing, and I never had the opportunity to tell you how proud I am of you when, you know, embracing this crazy, dirty apocalypse, because it's not, you know, it takes a lot. I remember when Jenna showed up on set. But the poor Jenna, she had to swim in sticky oil, and she is definitely doesn't come from the background of like dirt. Like she comes from like fun and cute and bubbly comedy, full on, really, you know, like who Jenna is. But she's also done some stuff, but she's never. It's like really overwhelming to go into like crazy dirt.
I know, but you know what? But as we're pros, right? We just got to get in if it means that. But I remember seeing when I was watching season 4, before I started, I was catching up frantically on every season.
Oh,
so
sure.
I felt like I knew you guys character-wise coming in, and I was so excited and also kind of secretly fangirling, thinking, "Oh my God, that's Danay." Like, but when I saw, speaking of Jenna, that episode where she's like in the water and then with all that murky mud, I looked at Carl, my husband, and I said, "Oh my gosh, is this a rite of passage where every newcomer comes in and they've got to have that episode where it's just brutal?" And I said, "No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen." Oh, did it happen?
Of course it had to happen. Yeah. It's like having, like, you know, you pass the test, great, you can do this, you can do anything. Yeah. It's really, it could be really overwhelming, and I just saw the entire transformation of you now getting used to this amount of dirt makeup, starting from the nails that will last forever. I remember I went to a Walker Stalker and I wrapped the night before, and I couldn't take the dirt off my nails. So I had to sign autographs with like really dirty nails. And I was telling the fans, this is because I was killing a zombie last night. I mean, how many people can actually tell that? Yeah. So it's a level of, it's a commitment that I always find fascinating when a new character comes in and embraces that and really goes for it. And I never had the opportunity to tell you because you were going through that. I mean, last year.
It was so quick, the turnaround.
It was huge.
And it's, you know, there's that, it's a good pressure, but at the same time, I was so nervous because I only had a couple of days to bond with this character. And then, you know, obviously speaking in American accent, but joining a show that had already established its heartbeat
It
and
is.
trying to throw yourself into it, into the nucleus of it, and ride that, you know, that beat. And it's kind of like, I use the analogy of double dutch, you know, when you're skipping and you're like, okay, I'm gonna just throw myself in and hope for the best. And
Yes.
but you guys were so wonderful. And I, you know, I just think back now to this time, like you said, last year, we were absolutely baking hot. I think we were
Oh
filming
my
the
God.
chapel, the wedding scenes. It was so hot.
It
I,
was
I,
so
I
hot.
can't think. And then when we were walking, you know, walking out in the blazing sun, guys, you think that it was my acting where I asked for long sleeves going like this?
Oh no, that was real. That
That
was
was
real. I would never forget moments when we actually it was mid-season break last year, episode 8, that we finally landed the plane on the other side, and we were in this like machine that was simulating a plane, and it was like a roller coaster with all the kids and everybody. And I remember you were like, I'm really don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm not liking what I'm not really excited about this. And I remember I looked at you, I'm like, me neither. I think this is gonna be pretty intense. Fair enough. Action. It's like, ah.
I know. You think it's a fun amusement park ride. I never used to get motion sickness. Never. But now, I feel like as soon as you enter your 30s or something, your body changes. And all of a sudden, I went
Yes.
from being this roller coaster loving freak
Oh
to
my
like,
God.
oh, no.
This is
Hell
not
no.
for me.
No. And so I remember, like, I remember telling you, I was like, oh, I feel pale. Like, I feel like I'm going pale.
I
But
remember that.
and it was like, but then it lent to the scene perfectly. Being on a plane, not knowing if you're gonna like crash,
Land or not. And then the kids were there. And
They
the
were
kids,
having so much fun.
it was like Disneyland for them, because every time we caught, they were like, let's do it again. And the adults were like, no, it's not
Brilliant.
okay. This is not okay. I
But we
mean,
all
but it's just, I
together.
feel like in such a short time, and this is what the demand that this show has, we live so many experiences, you know. We can just keep talking, from your transformation to like the plane landing, to the heat in Texas, to the hours of work, to the bugs, to the beautiful sunsets and the beautiful sunrise and the crew. It just feels, I don't know, when you said that we're really a family, it just feels, because we live so much together, and we have lunches together. It's like you blend in. You kind of have no choice. You are adopted. That's it. And it's weird to say, yeah, I miss the entire group. I really do. It's been a very strange few months, because this is a time that we're working, so it's very specific. It's not like, oh, this is our hiatus. This is like our time working. And now July, it's our hiatus. Like, we get together at Comic-Con after a couple of weeks off,
Yeah.
and we kind of recover a little bit.
Yes.
But now it's like, and by the way, I'm so excited about Comic-Con Friday.
I told the gang about
great.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
Like, usually this is our time that we're done, and it's been very strange to rearrange life in a way that is that makes it's just impossible not to miss you guys. You know, it's impossible. It's like, my life doesn't make any sense.
You've been so wonderful with doing your, first of all, karaoke queen, and I want to know what your karaoke go-to song is, because you do those wonderful karaoke lives, which just instills just lightness and brings this wonderful sense of lightness, which I think so many of us need. So I need to know your go-to.
I need it too.
But I know, but but also I see your Instagram stories where, because you've always been very disciplined when it comes to establishing a routine with keeping fit and doing yoga and all that. Do you have any tips for all of us about what helps you keep consistent with an exercise program of some sort? Because it's so difficult. Like, some days they call it the Corona coaster. Some days you feel motivated, sometimes you don't.
Yes.
It's now creating some sort of routine, but it just, you navigate through each day, so you don't know how you're going to feel. So, but what helps, because I'm in such admiration, you've always been so good that way.
Well, you were talking about it earlier. You were talking about a vision board, right? And you were talking about visualizing things. And it's weird because our world has stopped. Like, we are not going to work. We don't have a routine. Like, our routine of like getting up at certain time, get dressed, traffic, go to work, whatever it is, it's not happening. So it's super easy to just fall into like, what's gonna happen with my life? And in our business, we have times in which we're crazy busy, and times when we are not busy at all. Like, this is a bit, we're living in a business, the entertainment business is, you're always unemployed. I mean, you get a job for a month, and then you're done with your movie, and then next job, like, you're unemployed again. So for many years, I will get gigs like a movie or like a recurring, and then I will go back to my home unemployed again. And it's not a normal cycle to live. So
No.
it's just not, because we're not born to be unemployed like that. But it's the nature of our business. So I just made a decision to myself. I was just like, I'm gonna promise myself that whether I'm working or not working, I'm gonna keep something consistent in my life. Because we were saying fear is so demanding. Like, we work for 12, 15 hours a day, and it's so easy to just make that your life. But then what happens in your hiatus? Are you just gonna like be sad or feel like something is gone? So I always fall back into my routine, my own Fear the Walking Dead Danay routine. I don't get 4 o'clock wake up calls, but I make myself not have an empty spot, and that's the drive that I have. And also, I come from a dancing background that dancing is like an everyday experience. You have to keep it up and all that. But I just wanted to say that it's not like it's easy, but I know that will make me feel good in the long run. Like, I would not feel like, oh, I didn't do anything. I need to start from zero. I like the idea of, when nothing is happening, create something myself. And I created this entire karaoke 3 times a week. And it's like, it wakes me up in the morning. I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about? What's relevant in the world? And so much is happening. It's so easy to talk about any subject. And also, I educate myself to talk, in order to talk about it. So it's kind of like it turned out to be a routine. And then I well, you're a singer, you're a musician. I got a piano, and for the first time, I'm learning how to play piano. So then I see some of your lives. You have your beautiful piano next to you. I'm like, oh, Karen knows how to play the piano, I'm sure. Oh, your hubby does too, right?
Yeah. I play. Now, you're very kind. I play like grade 4 piano, so I just punch chords. So I've taken out all my piano books as a teenager, where I got very lazy, because again, it's discipline, right? And so now I've gone back to doing these chords and practicing.
Have you really?
Yeah, and it feels good, because we've got this time. And Carl plays. He says he does it. He does play. He's a guitar virtuoso, but he also plays piano. But it's just so wonderful to take this time that we do have, and do something with it that we might not necessarily have had the time to do. So, dancing, you mentioned. I remember as a kid, even growing up as a teenager, and even in college, I would just put some music on first thing in the morning, and I'd just dance and just loosen everything up. And I said, why did that ever stop?
No,
that should
you
never
have to
stop.
Bring that back. Yes.
And it just lifts your spirits. It really does, as you said. It just changes your home. And singing karaoke, I just think what a wonderful way of connection, and bringing your fans and followers together. and just
Yeah.
have a laugh. And I think that's so important, especially now. But
And sometimes I kind of laugh with them because sometimes I sing in Spanish and some of them don't understand what I'm saying. So I just said like, okay, at some point you guys are gonna speak Spanish
yeah,
because I have sang Despacito so many times. I have sang like all these songs that sometimes I watch videos that they post of the karaoke, them singing Despacito, and I'm like,
yeah.
they're singing in Spanish. So it's just it's a great way to kind of let go and lose yourself a little bit. I love Milo though. I think Milo, it's like you wake up in the morning and you see Milo, you're like, my life is gonna be fantastic today. The world could be ending, but this little thing is just
The one who
I am a huge fan of Milo.
Milo. I want to bring Milo on set. Well,
I always worry, I always worry about dogs having freaking panic attack with zombies because they're not pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, I feel like when he was a puppy, I was doing a convention and he met Darth Vader when he was a puppy. So I feel like he's been kind of broken into. He's like, okay, fine. I have to send you the picture. It's so funny.
I love to see that.
I don't know how he'd react if he saw a zombie. If a zombie was holding him, he'd be like, huh? But, I can just see his face kind of going from side to side thinking, maybe not. I don't know. But we'll see. I'll tell you
a funny story. When we were doing season 4 at the stadium, the baseball stadium, the owner of the stadium, he had a little chihuahua, and he would bring the dog because so much space, right? And then once he brought the dogs up, but we had so many zombies, the dog started running so much, and he broke a paw, and I'm like, and the next day he's like, I'm not bringing the dog again. I think he got terrified of zombie. He ran so much that he broke a paw. I was like, I think it could be overwhelming for any animal. I don't think I would bring him. So I was
zombie training them when he was a puppy. So maybe I need to do that.
I don't think this little chihuahua saw but it was a scene that the walkers were burned. And it was just like a mess.
Oh, yeah.
It was a mess. But I think Milo will be great. I think, first of all, I think Milo seeing you with the entire costume will be very interesting. He'll be like, what the hell is wrong with my mother?
Yeah, she's got a lot of dirt and like all these other, she's got zombie spells on her.
I'd love to meet him.
Friend. Oh my gosh, he'd absolutely love you. He loves pretty girls too. All pretty girls.
I was reading that you were thinking of getting another one.
So yes, I asked advice on with you guys, all my friends, to say we're thinking of one, but I needed to. We've always been on the fence of getting a second dog because it means more work. But then
it's a huge commitment.
Yeah, it is a commitment. But see, because now we're on quarantine right now and we're staying at home.
Yes.
It's coming up to 18 weeks, love, that we've been quarantining. And we have this time to do it. But I have to think long term, because once we go back to filming, which obviously we don't know when, but we will.
It will happen eventually. Yeah.
And then, I won't be at home anymore. I think it would be a bit much for Carl to have Milo and a young dog, because it needs that attention. Like Carl will be dumped. I'll be like, hi, bye, and you take care of it. It wouldn't be. So that's why we're kind of on the fence right now. We might have to wait a little bit, which is fine. Yeah. Milo's 3 years old, so if we wait,
he's still little.
Yeah. So we might wait, but it's
tempting.
Yeah,
it's tempting.
Like we've been on waiting lists for rescues for hyperallergenic dogs because I have allergies.
Yes.
So to be on a waiting list for a hyperallergenic dog rescue on top of that, they're very popular. So but that's good. I'm so happy to see that so many people are adopting dogs and a lot of the shelters are empty. I just hope that those people who are adopting are thinking long term. Yeah. Not just this time of quarantine, which is wonderful that you have the family and everyone's at home, but really thinking the long-term responsibilities, because they do need care and
they
training
do.
and love and all that, so But we'll see. So for now, we're kind of like, okay, maybe we'll wait. And my mom has this thing where if we get a dog or whatever age, puppy or whatever, she needs to be there the first day the dog comes home. Like that's her thing. She just, mom's like a
Really?
dog whisperer. They just like, oh, this is mama. And I'm like, no, I am. They're like, no, that's mama. And they'll go straight to my mom. And that's it. They'll just be with her the whole time. She just loves it. Like she just eats it all up. And so she wants that. But she's in Canada. I want them to stay in Canada. It's safer there. And,
Yes.
They've been able to control COVID because everyone wears a mask.
Yeah. Which please wear a mask. Wear a mask, everybody.
I know. It makes sense. I think in the news they said if everyone wore a mask consistently for 1 to 2 months, we could completely flatten this out.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If everyone
wow. By the way, you've been posting the most amazing things on Facebook when it comes to the COVID. I've been following and sharing and the whole thing. I remember you posted this lady that would talk about
Jessica.
Yes, she is amazing. I really appreciate. I wanted to text you this. We had to do it like this live. But I wanted to tell you that I really appreciate that because that's there's so much in the news right now and from all over the place that it's really overwhelming. It's like you want to find out something and you ended up discovering 150 things that you didn't know and they're all bad. So, but then you never finish getting what you wanted because you're overwhelmed and everything is kind of like happening, right? And then I just go to your Facebook and I'm like, okay, Karen for sure posted something spot on, like something that it's not easy news, but it's something that you can take on and be more, I don't know, it's been helping me. I don't know how it is.
No, love. I feel exactly the same way as you do. Jessica Yellen, who is on Instagram at Jessica Yellen, YELLIN.
She's great.
She has this thing. Her whole thing is news without the noise. So you need to go to a one-stop place, guys, to get your news without feeling overwhelmed. And because tuning into news 24/7 can weigh you down. You need to take your breaks for your emotional well-being, your emotional stamina. You take your breaks, and Jessica Yellen is just she's so great because she'll give you concise, focused, to the point news without all the noise around,
without the overwhelming thing.
It's very focused. So if you need a quick update and feel informed and aware of what is happening, Jessica's very great. I cannot sing her praises enough. And she's also got a Patreon page too where you can support and subscribe, but she's so wonderful. She used to be the former CNN correspondent for the White House.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's her.
So she's wonderful. So, and she does all these
I've been wanting to tell you this. I've been wanting to tell you, Karen, thank you for posting this because you just said exactly what I wanted. Like the noise is not is what stops you from getting to the point, like at the end of the day, we want to avoid media, we want to avoid this, but we have to know what's happening in the world. I mean, we're living in it and it's not pretty and our future depends on it. And what you hear and what you receive will help you make decisions every day. And when you get so much information and noise, it doesn't help you. It just paralyzes you. And this Jessica has been one of those that has been like very helpful, and I found her because of you. So thank you.
Oh no, you're welcome.
It's really tough. It's rough to have a perspective nowadays.
Yeah. But then, like I said, you've been doing yoga, I find yoga meditation, even like I tell the gang on here, even if you can do meditation for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's like hitting that reset button in between. Because I know for people not in the States, in Europe, a lot of people are going back to work now. And that has to feel completely surreal too, because I know that you're worried, right? Is this going to come back? And I know a lot of workplaces are instilling new protocols, which they have to. It's a new norm. But nonetheless, I can just imagine how a bit daunting it must feel, especially for the kids going back to school. But hopefully in other countries where they've been able to somewhat contain it, they're doing a better job where we are right now at the moment.
Yes, LA is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned. I always try to keep up with what's happening, and it's just really bad. I haven't been able to go because my son is here in school, and I didn't want to. When we shut down, that everybody left. I stayed because his school was still happening, and I was like, I'm not gonna leave him behind.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time 2 weeks after we wrapped, they stopped the school, and it was just bad. And then like everybody's like, don't fly, don't drive. We don't know what is this, what's happening. It was just one of those. The first month was very weird. We had no idea what was happening. To what extent, you know?
I think it took me about, like you said, like about a month just to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
And trying to digest. I kept telling myself, okay, this is serious.
It is.
But this is a bad dream. Surely we'll wake up from this.
This must be a nightmare. Tomorrow we're gonna be fine, right?
Well, yeah. And then when we started seeing photos of like grocery stores and the empty shelves, I was like, wait a minute, this cannot be art mimicking real life. This is like a art set where it's like empty shelves. You're like, what? It's like, what is happening? And then after that, I think it was I would literally have conversations with myself saying, okay, deep breaths. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
Let's focus. And this is pretty much what you've done, Danay, is that let's focus on the things that you can control.
Yes.
That is within your control. The rest, you have to just let go and say, okay, let's have faith that we're all going to come together as a global family.
A team.
Help each other. And I've seen such wonderful, and I know you have too, such wonderful random acts of kindness amongst neighbors, friends, family, strangers. It's been so wonderful. We've seen the best of humanity and the worst as well.
You just said it perfectly.
But it's just kind of like navigating and saying, and each day is different. And I always say to everyone here that it is so important to talk, get it out. Don't hide anything, keep anything in. You need to cry, have a cry. You need to just moan, have a moan, just let it out. And then take deep breaths and say, okay, this is what's happening. You kind of look at it, you know, for what it is, and then say, okay, well, what can I do to change the way I'm feeling right now? Mm-hmm. So, and that could be anything from watching a feel-good film to, you know, say social interaction is so important, be it on FaceTime or Instagram Lives or
absolutely, it's great
to do that. And thank goodness, like I said, that we've got electricity, that it hasn't gone all elliptic, that we have this, you know, to connect and have connection. So they say at least half an hour of social interaction every day. And then I find like doing a bit of meditation or going for a walk with my mask on, taking Milo out for a walk. Walking is so wonderful and so good for the soul. They say that you live a longer life if you implement walking into your routine. So it's trying to create a new norm and holding ourselves sort of accountable for something, you know, saying, okay, like there are days, I will admit, hands up, that I just don't want to exercise, but I'll be like, no, I'll literally drag myself by the ear and say, I'll shut my brain off. And like a little kid saying, come on, Karen, we're going to take you to the treadmill and you're going to do a class. And I feel so much better afterwards. Yeah. To get those, you know, get those endorphins, you know, going. It's so important. And then I think with the protests too, and what's been happening with our Black brothers and sisters, it's a lot that's happening right now. But I have to believe that this year, 2020, is the year of change, fundamental change, the year of learning, unlearning, growing, evolving, because we have to move forward into this new norm, which has to be better than what it was before. It just has to.
We have no choice at the moment. We at least we know right now that something has to change for the better. It cannot stay the same, because the way that it's been, it hasn't. We all agree that something is wrong. And whatever change comes out of this, it has to be for the better. We just have no choice. The other day we talked in my karaoke, because we sing and then we have a little chat, and
Yeah.
then we sing again, and 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 I just said, it's like Instagram. You take a picture, right? And then you put it, and then you find the filter you want it. You put like hearts, you put little ears, but it's the same picture. We cannot live in that same filter our whole life. We have to evolve. We have to see the world in a different light. It's the same picture. We just have to see it differently, and we have to discover that. We can't just keep imitating what our great grandparents taught us. That we can't just be living in the filter that our great grandparents had, because we're living in a different world, and change is good. It's just really scary for some people, but at the same time, it's the same picture, but it has a different feel to it. It just does, and it's just matter of, we have to really go out of our comfort zone and see the other side, and it's hard for some people, but we have to trust that whatever we've been doing, look how we are doing right now. It hasn't been a good, it's no good results.
Yeah.
And to some extent, I watched, I've been educating myself with this subject. I watched 13th, a documentary, and this has been out for a couple of years, and I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And it's not like I don't like documentaries. I love learning. And when I watched, I felt really responsible for not seeing that before, and or being more educated about this. And it's weird because I come from Cuba, which is a country in which you're born and raised with all kinds of races, right? Like the African Americans are where my neighbors, my great grandma is Chinese, and I have all kinds of stuff in me. Like, it's inevitable. So I grew up not understanding what happens here. So I came to this country naive, thinking that we're all the same, like, obviously, right? But then understanding that this has a past and we haven't really moved on, and then embracing the United States as my new home and being an American citizen is a lot of steps for me to be like, I'm not like vacationing here. I need to be educated about this. This is not okay. And even though it hasn't been something that I lived personally throughout my entire life here, I feel like everybody should be part of it, from no matter where you come from. It's a problem that belongs to our world. That's why it was as much as it was really hard to see what happened to George Floyd. It was very reassuring to see march all over the place for this situation. In the march was protesting in London, protesting in Thailand. It was just like all over, and I don't know. It just feels that this is our problem. It doesn't matter, even if you don't understand it completely. It's wrong. And watching this documentary really helped me understand where it comes from, and empathize with the situation. And I think that's a step of change.
I felt exactly the same way that you did when I first saw the 13th. I was really upset at myself, saying, how
it was upsetting.
Have just seen this now, and I felt guilty. And
of course,
when we look at all the different information that's been posted on different platforms from Black activists and the different Black foundations, they say, yeah, you should feel guilty, and
yes,
because this is what's happening. But this has been happening for a very long time, and Carl and I just looked at each other, shaking our heads, thinking, how have we only just watched this now? And that realizing that there is so much that we actually don't know. So now it's just full transparency. I feel like we need to keep having these conversations, and if we don't understand, say, I don't understand. It's not about
get it
at each other. Help me understand. am I saying this incorrectly? Is this incorrect? It's just being proactive. It's radical empathy that needs to happen now. Like Rachel Cargill says, you can't have passive empathy where you just kind of feel and then that's it. It can't stop just there. And now we're seeing a lot of platforms saying, listen, BLM is not a moment. It is a movement, and it's something that we need to keep working at on a regular basis. And I know there can be allyship fatigue, which they've talked about. It is very much like a marathon, but what's so important to take away from all of this is when we care and become proactive for our Black brothers and sisters, that is when the rest of us benefit from that.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's why that whole discussion about saying Black lives matter, all lives matter, it's like Black lives matter. And when that matters is when
everybody matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's been it's funny, we're talking about only this subject without the pandemic, it's massive. So now we're going through a pandemic and this revelation in our lives, and I don't care where you come from, everybody's being touched by this whole movement in all Black Lives Matter, and it's a lot to take on, and I can't help by feeling like I need to know more. I can't wait until this is over to have lunch with Coleman, to have lunch with all my African American friends, to really have a little bit of a personal. I think it's good that they educate us and we learn, and I feel we're ready. I feel it's time, and
I'm so grateful that they take the time to do that, because it's not on them to do that. They don't have
to. They don't have to,
but they do. And I think what Coleman's been doing for theater at the moment,
it's beautiful.
It's so wonderful. And guys, if you don't know, go please follow Coleman.
Yes,
on his Instagram, because Coleman Domingo. What's his handle at Bingo? No, Bingo. I need to know, guys.
King
of Bingo.
King of Bingo, I think it is.
Right? Okay, yeah. But you type Coleman Domingo and you'll find him. But
you'll find Coleman. Yes.
Working so hard at putting together a community where they are fighting for change in representation in theater, which I think is so important too, because it is predominantly white, the stories that are being told and everything. And look, you and I, we've gone to drama classes and all that, and doing drama performances where we're in, Chekhov's a Chekhov play, and it's written mainly for white people, but
totally
we'll go and play. But there needs to be more of our stories from people of color and representation in theater, especially, I find. So I do feel that there is this energy, this change is happening, it's coming, but it still needs to keep going,
Oh yeah.
Of
course.
It's not just say, okay, that happened, but until the next time someone is being videotaped.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, how many times
Totally.
to see this now? So I feel like there is a change, but yeah, it needs to keep going. I am going to move to Q&As, because you, my friend, have a lot of Q&As from a lot of people who love you dearly. So let's start with at Alexa Anahis. She says, what is your funniest memory on set?
My funniest memory on set. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Well, my first day, I just thought of my first day of work on Fear, which that's why I enjoy so much when a new character comes, because I just want to be there for their first experience, because it's a new world. My first day, I remember we're in Mexico, and we drove for like an hour to set, because we are in these random locations, right? And we're in this van, and then we drive. There's two new characters, a couple of PAs, and myself. So we drive, I fall asleep, I wake up, I'm like, wow, we're still driving. This is like pretty long. and then we make it to this mountain, and then they open the door, and I see a bunch of zombies, walkers, walking all over. And it was like lunchtime. So they were like walking really slow with their face covering in blood. And, and it was just such a weird feeling to have lunch with them that I don't know if this is a set, but this is like, what am I, where am I, first of all? And it just took me a long time to kind of like put myself back into where, embracing Luciana for the first time. But there I was like, okay, we are in trouble. This is serious here. So that was a fun experience. Another experience I was with Alicia on set, and we were so cold. It was the beginning of season 4. A helicopter crashed, and we are like in the middle of nowhere. It was Alicia, this character, her love interest. Oh my God. You see, it's been a while since we have been in touch. His love interest. So I remember we were in the middle of nowhere, and Alicia, and I was wounded. And then she's like, Danay, aren't you cold? I was like, yeah, it's freaking cold in here. And then I opened my, because I was supposed to be like kind of sleeping in the scene. I opened my eyes and I see Alicia, and her hair was like flying all over. I'm like, we need to cut here. Like, how can we find continuity with your hair? And she's like, it's so cold. And then I stood up. I'm like, it started to rain, and apparently we had new filters that the rain doesn't register the rain. Like, you can tell it's raining when it's really raining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, can you tell that it's raining now and that we're wet and that everything is wrong? No, it looks perfect. I'm like, what? So we shot 2 more takes, and the first thing that went off was like the tent where the video village was, because it was a storm coming, and the tent just flew away, and the cameras were like shaking, and I'm like, I told you the storm is coming, like, we need to cut. And then it's like, okay, fine, we need to get out of here. And then the trailers were, I mean, it's amazing how far we can go in this show. Like, it's
dealing with the outside elements of filming outdoors. I remember last season, was it towards the end, it was pouring rain and lightning that we all had to get into the vans, and we were just like, twiddling our thumbs, looking on our phones all that for hours, because the lightning was so I mean, it was incredible. The whole sky turned purple.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean, there's no filter that can cover that. I mean,
we're like, I think we'll stay in the van. We'll just wait.
It was really crazy that day that was raining, and the trailers were like almost swinging, like, like doing this. And I just kept telling people, I knew it was getting bad. I mean, come on. and everybody was like rushing and muddy and pouring, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, my stories are kind of dramatic.
No,
I don't know if they're funny. They're just like,
there's never a dull moment.
There's never one. No.
Okay, what's now? Oh, see, that was such a good question. Well, then this kind of segues into this question from @Tom Edward Turner. He says, what is the most difficult part of filming Fear the Walking Dead?
Yeah, being so unpredictable. And Karen, like, whoever has been to Texas, we have 4 seasons in one day. Like, it starts really cold, and then it gets really hot, and then it rains, and then we have a storm coming. It's just that because our show is so real in terms of locations, and we don't have anything green screen. Like, our everyday is real life.
Yeah.
And it could be really tough. I mean, I remember, killing zombies in the heat, it's rough. It's just like repeating and repeating. Yeah. It's just a very demanding job, and that's why it's exciting when you watch it, because we're really struggling, but we made it. It's do
you remember when in last season, when I think it was you guys were already at the plane, and
you guys were running,
and I have to run to the plane, right?
Yes.
So
oh my God,
it's Lenny, Alicia, and then myself. Lenny used to be a track runner. So when they called action, because I thought, okay, I said to Michael, because I said to Michael, such as he was directing, it's like, so you know, how quickly do we have to run? I just did my first
Oh, I remember you started to work out.
A bar class, and I was dying, guys. I couldn't move. I was in such pain. I said, surely we don't have to run that fast, you know, because zombies don't go that fast in this show, thank goodness. And so they're like, fine. So when they called action, Lenny starts bolting. And I'm like, you just see my face sink. And then Alicia's bolting. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was literally screaming in my head.
When we were waiting for you guys to arrive, and I remember you were late. Every time you got there, you're like, this guy can run so fast. I'm exhausted.
I was like out of it, and I was in so much pain. It was literally the tortoise and the hare. You can guess who the tortoise was, okay? I was just like, oh my God.
And you're like, I just had my first bar class. I'm in pain. If it's on a normal day, it will be hard, but my body hurts. Oh man, that was.
And then Lenny says to me, he goes, why did you do a bar class full well knowing that you're going to run the next day? I said, well, I didn't know I was going to do running like you, like bolting away. I was like, I thought it was just going to be, you know,
rushing a little bit
in my head. So yeah, I quickly learned from that. Yeah, we have all these things, but it's like you said, it's so thrilling, and it just makes, we have so many fun stories to share, which helps me get through this time when I have those. I ache to be on set with you guys, and you know, I ache to be creative. And I think what a lot of people might not necessarily realize is that essentially this is the first time in a very, very long time that our industry has been brought to its knees, where we
totally
really do. We're all out of work right now.
Oh yes.
And it's very humbling. It's very like, you realize that this COVID, it doesn't pick and choose. It doesn't care who you are.
It doesn't matter. Not even what you do. Yeah. It's been an interesting experience, because our future relied on us, on protecting ourselves. We really are gonna be like this until things get better. We can't afford to get sick. We can't afford to get in a terrible situation. And it goes down to wearing a mask. It goes down to following guidelines, and it goes down to just be part of the community. And that is because, and not just in the US, worldwide. This is something, it's the same virus that is attacking the entire world, and this is the first time that everybody stopped.
Everybody. I've been taking like you said, exercise, they say, helps a lot. Keeping physically healthy if you can, eating well, trying to get some sleep when you can. I know it's difficult during this time, but trying to establish those good habits. I've been taking my vitamin D, my zinc, my multivitamins, all of that daily. Probiotics to help gut health is so important. So I'm trying to be vigilant with that. It's so easy to get lazy on those things, but you have to keep cheering your body on, literally, and you know, doing what you can, what that is in your control, to keep yourselves healthy, so that you can fight anything off, you know. So that's just being proactive now. Gosh, what's the next question? What do you say? Okay, I like under the feathers question. Name 5 things that made you smile in the past week. This is one.
5 things that, well, this has made me laugh. This has to count right now. Our life together, having a cup of tea. What has made me laugh I've been watching videos when I feel kind of like pretty exhausted, like mentally tired. I've been watching videos of like dogs on Instagram, and they are so funny. I mean, dogs, that's why I'm like, okay, Karen must be like, okay, this one is like quite precious. Like the stuff that they do, it makes you just feel like,
Yeah.
wow, they're just beautiful pets, and they put so many beautiful things out there.
There's something so cute about like anything furry and cuddly. And you talk about dogs. I've been watching Dodo, those Dodo stories of rescue and everything. I'm such an emotional sop that I end up bawling my eyes out at the end.
I know.
So I watched those, but then I've been also watching videos of llamas just because they're
random.
So and I'm just watching llamas, and I'm like, that makes me really happy. Or what? It's like anything. Like the furrier the animal, the cuter, the better. It whatever it takes to to make us
just
feel...
get through any down little falls. You just like turn in animals, and they just it just brings so much life to it.
So that's two. And then your karaoke, surely, because that's
my karaoke is being like a cup of tea with you. It's by the way, I love you see this is ginger. Talking about hell, I think I told you this, that ginger is really good to it drains if you have any retention of liquid or whatever. It's really, really good. So, and it's spicy. But the karaoke's have been like something. I mean, the fans are so funny, it's like, and then I laugh singing. I just tell everybody, please tell me you're singing with me, because if I'm singing by myself and all of you are watching, I'm just like, I can't do it. So only the thought of it is like, okay, I would never do that. But I in my mind, everybody that don't speak Spanish is singing in Spanish too. Like I just had to.
I have a recommendation. A song request for you to do in your next karaoke.
Please.
Can you, because you said Despacito, can you do Vente pa' acá?
Oh, Vente pa' acá.
Carl wrote that.
Oh my God, I'm gonna write it. Yes, so, I'll do that.
Carl wrote and produced the Vente pa' acá song with Ricky Martin. So that would make me happy if you guys.
I'm gonna do that. Definitely done. Written down. Vente pa' acá is amazing. And let's see, what else has made me happy, made me laugh in the past couple of what else I watched a movie. I watched a movie, 21 Jump Street. It was so funny. It was Jonah Hill and Shannon Tatum. That was funny.
Have you seen the original one with Johnny Depp? Was it Johnny Depp? Did I get that right?
I think it's Johnny Depp, but wasn't that a series? That was like a TV show, right?
It was. Yeah, God. Like my sister used to watch it, and she told me you have to watch the original. Hold on, this is gonna bug me now. 21 Jump Street. I want to see. It had the original was with.
I think it's Johnny Depp, right?
It was Johnny Depp. I'm sure it was. Guys, help me out. It was Johnny.
Was it Johnny Depp? It was hilarious.
I heard that was really, really funny. Oh no, see?
Oh yeah, TV series with Johnny Depp. Yeah.
It was. Whew. Okay. That's like, what?
Yeah.
No, it's so good when you can just put on feel good TV, feel good films, anything that makes you smile. And just, there's no judgment here. Some days you just that's all you want to do is just watch good TV and good.
Of course.
So,
yes.
Like,
and what is wrong with that?
How are you with time? Because I know. Oh, is that Milo? Look, are you coming to say hi?
Milo, we were talking about you. Hi. Hi, Milo. You need to come to set at some point. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi.
He's a teddy bear right now.
He looks like a teddy bear.
It's like, this one is so funny because I was telling the gang on here that he woke me up twice, which he never does, but for some reason he had to go out and do his business twice. So that's why I'm feeling a bit like a zombie. But then you look at this face and you're like, oh, okay.
I know. It all makes sense.
See, it's about the fur. It's all about the fur. You're like, this is soothing. It's fine. It's all good. now he's going to look and stare outside because he's convinced that there's permanently a squirrel outside, and that's it.
Oh my,
He just wants
yeah.
to run and attack. How are you do you have time for one more question? Because I know you've got to
Yeah, let's
take your
let's
son.
do one more.
He's
Let's do
got to
one more
drive.
question.
One more question? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. If you, okay, Michael and Lord Zachary asks, if you have a chance to swap your character, which one will you be and why?
Swap my character on the show.
Yeah.
I think I will swap with Daniel Salazar. I think there's something going on with that character. That character is like a cat. Like,
yeah,
they have tried to shoot him. That there's some wisdom in that character. I don't know what it is. The fact that he cuts hair in the apocalypse, it's kind of weird because you know, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's I always been curious about it since I first started the show. What is this guy about? And it kept me wondering, like, what are you up to? And I could never figure it out. So if I could swap, maybe I would know more what he's up to because it's like,
yeah, I feel like Salazar's character is so, there's so much mystery around that. I'm so intrigued. Like, what? No, I feel like there's something.
Where have you been?
What is it? Yeah, like, so just to find out.
Yeah,
it's a good one. That's a really
Coleman is fun.
Coleman, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
just fabulous. So
yeah, I mean, he's in an air balloon coming, saving our lives. It's like, yeah, that's something that character would do.
I love him. He's so classy, and
yeah,
he just infuses that into
anything he does. Yeah, he's just brilliant. I don't know. I really love our character. John Dory, it's another one that is like so precious.
Yeah.
Like a cowboy.
So real. Just so authentic and real. And Garrett, I mean, Garrett's such a
Garrett is just like the next level.
That's why when I came onto set, I was kind of horrified in so many ways. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on set with all these incredible actors. All of you set the bar so high. And
you're pretty amazing. You brought really beautiful things to our show, and you, I mean, can't wait for the fans to see what's cooking.
Yeah,
but it's been, I mean, you're bringing you to the show really brought a different kind of a woman, a different kind of woman that is going through her own path, you know. And to some extent, I was very curious to see you in that uniform because we never had scenes together when you were wearing the entire uniform, or like, I don't know what you call it, but it's like pretty intense. And you brought just such a grace to it. I mean, your name is Grace in the show, but you brought this genuine love that somehow our female characters and male characters lost, and that need for you to save society and just kind of be present in your own world really brought something different to it. And I'm very curious about Grace too. It's like, what is she after? And because you know that she's dealing with something inside. She tried to cover it, but you know there's so much more to her. And it's I'm just very happy that they brought that in the show, and we were able to meet, and I was able to see your transformation too.
Thank you. You know what? I hope that Grace and Luciana can have more.
I know.
I really hope. You know, because it's just
Me
been
too.
so much. I was like, oh, I want to do more with Luciana, so I'm putting it out there now. You know, and hopefully,
let's put that out there. The fans and us, we just can do it.
Yeah, with our show, anything is possible. Literally, anything is possible. So
absolutely,
I'd like to think that would happen, because that would make me very happy. You know, on set too. But I should congratulate you before we end this. I have to congratulate you because AMC submitted us for Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for your consideration for the Emmys. So
that's right.
and so I was so I was so happy to be alongside your name, Mo's, Jenna's, like all of us in our categories. And I just thought, this is my family, and I'm so happy
Yeah.
for my family. Like even having the support and the love from your peers, but this show that loves you so much that they believe in what you do, they love what you do, and they submit you because they say this is worthy for your consideration to look at. I just
Yeah.
think it's so wonderful, and that's the first
That's
time for
amazing.
me. But for you guys, I know they've done it a few times, but that just reiterates how wonderful AMC has been, and
Yeah.
so
That's
supportive.
amazing.
But congrats, because
Congrats to you
that's a lovely
too.
achievement.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you, and I'm so honored to be alongside you guys. I keep saying that, like
It's
I said,
fun.
we have great actors on our show, that it's truly such a joy. So I had to fit that in before we go. Congratulations.
Thank you. You too. You too. Can't wait to see what happens.
I know, right? So you have to go. Your son is having his driver's test.
Yes. Yes.
So you have to send lots of good energy.
Yes. Oh my God.
Are you going to be waiting? You're going to be waiting. Like, I remember when I went for my driver's test, my dad was so nervous, but he didn't show it. But he's like, oh, surely she can't pass.
Yeah, you can't show you're nervous.
Yeah.
I have to be like poker face. Like, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Of course. You're gonna nail it. Don't hit a post. Don't speed. Don't do anything. Just keep your eyes and do it.
Yeah. But then I'm sure your reaction when your son does pass is going to be, yay, and all that. My dad's reaction was like, really? You passed? They passed you? I'm like, thanks, Dad. He goes, just because you passed your driver's test doesn't mean that you're the best driver. Just remember that it's ongoing, and you still have to, like, he was getting so worried. I think it was just a moment, because I only started to learn how to drive when I was in LA. You have to learn how to drive.
Yes.
So I was
That's so funny.
18 or 19 when I got my license. So my dad was just like, he couldn't believe that I passed the first time. I was just like, thanks. I'm like, yes, Dad, I know. And he's like, and you're not going to get any fancy car. It's going to be a good, simple car, because you're going to probably bash it up a few times. But I love my, we still have it. It's our Aaron car. And I'm so emotionally attached to it. Because it has been with me through several milestones on this journey. And I know it's like, this feels like a car commercial right now, but literally you get so attached to your first car and all that.
Yeah.
So I can't bear to part with it, because it's just, I feel like this is a partnership. It's like, when you go to auditions and you're nervous and you're driving, and but I feel like we've got something there, with my car, and I can't bear to, like, I'm like, no, it's there. I'm sending you so much good energy, and
thank you. I think it's
the coolest mom. The coolest mom, and so wonderful. When I see you and your son together, first of all, it's like brother and sister.
I know. Nobody believes that he's my child. First, when he was 13, they thought I was his babysitter. And then now I am his sister.
But how wonderful. And he's so lovely. He's so kind and well-mannered. You've brought him up so well. And
very lucky.
I'm excited for his journey. So you give him a big hug for me.
Will do. And I hope to see you soon. I really hope to see you soon. Please say hi to your hubby for me, to Carl and Milo. I already did. This was the best cup of tea ever.
Okay, thank you. Look, what tea are you drinking?
Ginger.
Ginger tea. Oh, that's right, the ginger tea.
I caught a bunch of ginger, and it's just like soaking in there, waiting for my cup of tea with you. It's really good.
Mama would be happy, because she always tells me, drink ginger tea during the day, or ginger water, but not at night. She says you have to do it during the day. It's very good for you.
It's really good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
You want to say to the gang here before you leave?
Say that again?
Anything you want to say to the gang on here before you go?
Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us, with Tea with Karen. Thank you. Please take good care of yourself. It doesn't matter where you are. Wear a mask. Be aware of your surroundings. Take care of your communities. Let's keep learning. Let's keep singing. Let's keep talking. That's how we grow conversations, spark new ideas, and I believe that, by talking about it is how we learn, and how we we can be better humans in the world. So thank you for being here for us.
That's a perfect way to end this. I love you loads, and
Love you
I'm
too,
sending you a big
sweetheart.
hug.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'll have to sing karaoke with you soon. That'll be fun.
That would be amazing.
All right,
Thank you
love.
so much.
See you soon. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning
Bye.
in.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.